I don't know how should we do the intro. Which is okay. We just start off naturally. Just do what we always do, I guess. So, anyways, welcome to the tea session. Our first podcast. We have no idea what we're doing here, and absolutely no experience in doing any podcasting at all. But this podcast, however, is not sponsored by anyone because we don't have any brand deals yet, and we're not famous.
Yeah, we don't have any brand deals.
And I'd be lying to you if we're not pouring tea in the tea session. Apparently, the tea is very clear today, which is great.
It turns out it's not even tea; it's just your piss.
Now, yesterday it was really brown, and you know how the Japanese name the color brown, they call it cha iro, which iro meaning color, and cha is basically tea, the color of tea. So
brown tea.
So they are saying it's brown, even if it's green tea.
It's basically referring to Indian people.
Exactly, they're being. Let's move on to the media stuff, I guess.
Okay. No.
You know what I have listed on my phone is literally saying media equal bad.
I think that's reasonable. I
don't really know how to progress on things.
Let's start about. Do you want to talk about stories, like about how we met, or like how about your YouTube channel in general? Like how why did you start? Why do you want to start?
Well, so we gotta roll this back to quite a while back, I guess. When my channel was just about to get to its moment of like, hey, I'm here, you know, like I'm a YouTuber, even though I don't want to call myself that, which is really cringy. But well, I guess that I just started. The channel was kind of blowing up at the time already. It was about to. So me and Raj, we did our first video was on the second. No, that was the third hacker video. The first one didn't do that great. Though it still did a lot better than most other videos. But the second hacker video, that one went boom boom, you know.
It went really high just because it was a huge step.
Yeah.
In the way you started editing.
Yeah,
is because
that was the first intro montage.
Yeah. So that was the first time you personally you obviously put in a lot of time in editing all your videos.
Yeah.
But that time you actually planned out to do a proper intro.
Yeah.
And I think just at the start, I think that brought in many people.
Yeah.
Just because of how different it looked as a video itself, it felt more like a proper video rather than just the gameplay footage.
Yeah.
And then just funny moments. It felt really good. So I think that was the key element.
I think that was a step up day.
Yeah, that was really a step up day. It was a huge step up day.
And you know, all the OGs would know all the other kids with the pump up kicks. That is the first proper intro montage, and Raj wasn't in it, but he's coming by on the second hacker video. But we already started talking back then, but we just hadn't made videos together. How did you show up on my channel, by the way?
So, talking about story about how I met you. So,
how I met your mom.
Ages ago when I first bought Siege, I used to watch a lot of Siege content on YouTube before I even had the game because I could not afford it.
Of course.
So I used to watch a lot of other YouTubers, and most of the time I never watched funny YouTubers like who make fun touches and stuff. But back then I remember your first video which got suggested to me, and it was blowing up everywhere. Was the first video you did with Dark Liberator Zone, and that thumbnail pulled me in. I had heard of Dark Liberator Zone as a Siege YouTuber. I never watched his videos, but I remember your video was the first suggestion that I got of a Siege video because I watched so much of it to go on your channel.
Yeah.
So I watched the video. Most of the video was just you basically because Dark Liberator Zone
me.
It's just BB. Dark Liberator Zone, isn't actually funny. I'm not sure. Like in that particular video, I did not feel like he was into it.
He's like me, you know. He needs his friends to make it entertaining.
Yeah. So
also, he's a fucking potato head. Look at his stream.
Yeah, basically
Have you seen his face? It's like a fucking potato.
No, I've never seen.
I'm just calling him out on the fucking podcast.
I remember. That's a different story. I'll tell that later. So from that video, I remember I kept on watching it. Then I joined your Discord. I joined your Discord. I did not have a Discord back then. I joined your Discord, and the first person I played with, I was on a voice channel. The first person I played with was Jonas.
Oh, okay.
Jonas was the first one I played with.
He's trying to interact with everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, so I added Jonas. Jonas was the first one to add me back. And I did not know if I like actually get to play with you, but I was actually looking for people to play with because I was not great
so
at the
lonely.
game. I was like fine. I was fine, but I was still trying to find more people. Like I did not find my siege group, as you can say.
Yeah.
So I remember one day Jonas was playing and I invited him. But he did not accept the invite, but he invited me back. Okay. And I joined, and then I was in a lobby with you. With you guys.
I don't remember that situation.
Yeah. I was in lobby with you, Jonas, and Arctic.
The OGs.
So, the OG group.
OGs.
So I started playing with you. We started playing. You got me on the Discord call. You dragged me in the voice channel. Started playing. It was really fun. That was the time. That was the first clip you ever used of me. Was me playing as Smoke, and not Smoke. Me playing as Jaeger and me screaming like a bitch pussy. Yeah. And then from that day, like we just kept on playing more and more and more. Then I started sharing like the stuff I do. And Stan is really you are really creative in the sense of making new things.
No, I'm not anymore.
Because you always wanted to progress with some different stuff. Because the way Siege was progressing at back then, fun touches were still a thing for Siege.
Yeah.
Were still a thing because people did it, many people did it, but you had to be good at it. You had to know properly at it. You can't just put subtitles and think, no, it's funny. Yeah. If I tell a racist joke, no, it's funny. I just put subtitles in it.
People like to think that subtitle equal funny, which is like...
Yeah, that's not how it works. You need to properly edit it. You need to time it out. You need to know why you are making that.
I just got an email reminder to pay for the anime figurine. Then...
Did you not buy it?
I have to pay it within, 7 days? A week? Or else they just cancel my shit. And then if I do that a lot, you know what they do? They just like ban me from ordering anymore.
They're like, you bought it, you did not buy it, now fuck off, I won't let you buy it anymore.
I mean, I pre-ordered it back then because I thought it looked cool back then. Now I'm like, I guess. But yeah, back to the YouTube thing.
So I started playing with you, and it was good. It was really fun, and me and you started discussing on doing some larger project of a plan to come up with a project which we think would go viral. And at that point, like we knew that we wanted to do a music style video.
Yeah.
But we wanted to find something really catchy, something meme. A meme which was just blowing up everywhere and wasn't stopping, so that we can actually try to make something of it. So I remember we came up with this Tingo Scra. And
crazy back then.
Before that, the video you made, the first video I played with you, the hacker video, the second hacker video, which blew up massively.
So hot.
That was the start where your channel just went up. It kept on going up and up in subscribers.
Yeah.
Where people just came in, rushing in, because they loved this. Yeah. They realized that there's still there's a lot of good stuff on your channel, but the issue was the algorithm just never allowed to be shown. This video blew up and they realized that there's so many good videos. That's why we both planned that we wanted to make something good to continue this subscriber growth.
our philosophy on the channel. So crazy.
Yeah.
When really we haven't really thought much about it. It's just like, yeah, let's just do this. It's cool.
Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, exactly. We not think about it, but
we don't have like a proper vision. We're gonna have to do this to make our channel go forward. This, like this, like this. We don't have any plans. It's just that I think this will be cool. So let's just write something down. So like, that's it. That's literally the process of most projects. It's not like we have a proper philosophies or visions behind our project. It's like, hey,
if we like it, we do it.
Yeah, if we think it's cool, then why not? You know, it's like we don't really. The first thing when we look at making things, it's not that we look at this is gonna get a lot of views. The first thing we think is just this is gonna be fun to make. So yeah, so like the views and the money, that's like off the charge of what
It doesn't even come close. I remember having this discussion of like why we are making this. Like even people who say, YouTubers who say that we are burnt out or we are not doing anything, they do stuff which they like.
Yeah.
Okay, good. You do something which you like, but try to make something which is watchable. Don't just think that you lazily play a game and think that's funny. Some people it doesn't need to be about talent. It needs to be about making something which people would want to watch, which you would want to watch, which in your alone time, like you would say, no, I want to watch this guy doing this, or I want to watch this girl doing this.
Yeah.
That's why we wanted to make something really quick and really funny, because we wanted some more people interacting with our channel and
so that we can
with the channel,
expand more,
so that we can have we can expand more on that. So I remember we worked on Tingo Skra, and I remember it did not do well at all. Like it did well in the sense it got 18,000 views within the first 2 weeks, and that was like a basic amount of views which your channel used to get like usually depending on your subscribers. So 18,000 views, like we were like after we were done, we were like, I think okay, we are satisfied. I think it's fine. I think it's okay. Then we thought that maybe since the glitch it was glitch and hacker season, because every other video which had the title of hacker or glitch, people would just click on it for Siege. So I remember we did a glitch on Canal. Like it took us almost 2 hours to do this glitch.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even like a proper glitch, like where you can actually do something great with it.
Yeah.
And we did it, and then we uploaded it. Even that video did around 18 to 25,000 views, like around.
It took a while until it actually triggers like the algorithm.
Then we did a third hacker video. A third hacker video where you made an amazing intro. And after the glitch video, when we released that third hacker video, it was like a mid-season Chinese hacker something. I'm not sure. Like it was about like Chinese hackers. I remember like we were making the thumbnail for it.
Yeah.
And that video just blew up. Like instantly within the first week, we had like around 50,000 views or something. And with that video's growth, people went back and started watching previous videos, and then they found the Tingo Skra video.
Yeah.
And the second people saw that Tingo Skra video, it just fucking blew up. Like there was no stopping. It was just kept on going.
I'm not gonna say that it's all because the hacker video brought new people to go over and watch the old video.
People wanted to watch that video particularly.
But the thing is, it probably was just the good timing of when YouTube actually recommended that video. So
exactly.
So it wasn't just on the part of people has to go back to watch some old stuff. I think that's just like very small percentage.
People.
What really happened?
Realized that
to go anywhere on YouTube is just for YouTube to do it. We don't really have much power to control that.
Exactly.
Like we say, oh, we got a good fan base, we got a strong fan base, but you can't go anywhere if YouTube is not going to recommend you. So that's the kind of sad part of YouTube. It's like you work hard on something, but and you got a very healthy fan base, but it doesn't go anywhere.
That's the worst part right now. Like even if you go to a smaller channel, which is doing like lesser views. Like if you want to watch that channel in particular, when you're watching their video, even in recommended video, you'd hope that they'd recommend a video related to that particular content or video from their channel at least. But no, the algorithm works in such a way they'll recommend you a video which is doing way better from a different channel and from a completely different topic or completely different game.
Yeah.
That's the worst part. Like you go to someone's channel to support them, but the algorithm says no. You don't need to support them. You need to watch someone else's video who's getting us more views than this guy.
Yeah, because YouTube is a business after all, and I can understand on that part. But I've been talking to some other people about like medias like the late night shows, those kind of things, and like music industry and T-series, you know, those kind of media, like with an actual corporation. I feel like I was talking to a friend and he said like, why don't they just separate the whole YouTube site for creators and corporations? Yeah. So like, I thought that was a good idea, you know, just separate the domains for the both things. It's like, because this YouTube Rewind, you see the response for that. It wasn't great. No one liked that shit. Because it just has too many of these celebrities and media hosts. It's like, those aren't creators. YouTube anymore. It's not YouTube. It's YouTube used to have this. YouTube used to have this slogan, which is say YouTube broadcast yourself, and like broadcasting yourself, as in the sense of you can just be at home and you can just press the record button from home and to speak to your microphone, and that's it. And you don't need an entire camera crew or actual audience sitting in live, those kind of thing. That's not YouTube. That's just TV. And you have television for a reason. And I don't know why they're flocking that whole thing and just pushing it. They're just kind of pushing this down on YouTube. Is like, this is the new YouTube. And I don't think that's a great way to go with it. I feel like when people talk about what will kill YouTube, I don't think about, okay, this new website is gonna do it. This new website is gonna kill YouTube. Twitch is gonna kill YouTube. I don't think that. What I think will kill YouTube is YouTube itself. Like, with the way it's going, I feel like YouTube is, if anything, it will ever die, then it will be because of itself.
And the issue is, right now we have reached a stage where there's hundreds and thousands and millions of people whose lives depend on this platform. Yeah. And if they don't do well on this platform, they're dead. Basically, like they won't have money to survive.
Yeah.
They live off this. It's not something they do for fun. It's a job to them. That's the issue. Like, even if you're going to a corporate site, the reason why you were created, you still need to remember that. Yeah. YouTube wasn't created to become television. YouTube was created for people who want to make stuff other than television. Yeah. Obviously, you like to watch television, but there's a reason why everyone keeps coming back to YouTube.
Yeah.
Is because the stuff you see over here, you'll never find it anywhere. Yeah, anywhere in the entire fucking universe.
Exactly. Television is going to be shown anywhere, of course, but not YouTube.
Television will still survive. Like, television, they have a shit ton of money by taking our money from every fucking time they want. Like, every point in our lives, they'll just take money from us to just support themselves. And we have to pay for it.
I guess I wasn't wrong on the media equal bad. Because we quite expanded a lot on that.
I think it's very reasonable to say that, because I think YouTube, like you were discussing about with that friend of creating a new site, just for that, I think that's a very, very reasonable thing.
Yeah.
Where that YouTube is just about
just for creators.
Original content. It's just about like YouTube Red originals, or it's just about corporations like Tonight Show,
for business
Jimmy
stuff.
Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, like all of these people. Like, it's good, it's funny, they make videos, but it's more
You're interrupting. You're interfering the whole creators hub.
It's not even creators anymore. It's people who get paid shit ton of money, who live in LA, who have other people doing everything for them, who upload videos over here.
They don't even know what is going on YouTube. All they have to do is just say at the end of the video to subscribe to the channel. That's
exactly.
That's all they do.
That's it.
That's all they do for YouTube. Otherwise, they don't ever think about YouTube.
That's what YouTube has become. But I think it might get better, because the reason why we can still hope
really depends. The
reason why we can still hope is because we need to hope for it to get better, or else if it goes bad, then we are the ones who'll be fucked.
Yeah,
we are the ones who'll be fucked. Like we'll have no other way of proceeding with our lives.
I mean, for as you said, creators who live off this, I don't have a problem with that. If YouTube dies, it just dies. But then I'll have to think of like where else can I upload like creative videos. You know, where to upload. But otherwise, of like monetizations and money, I don't need it. Maybe in like few years time, if I do good, then money and monetizations will become a thing. But right now, it's just if it dies, then it dies. But I'm thinking about creators who live off this, who, if YouTube is gone, then their life is basically gone. Those YouTubers. But for me, I always think YouTube as like a side thing, as like a hobby, you know, something to do for fun and free time and things like that. And people always ask me if this is like my full-time job now, and it's far from being a full-time job.
It's way far, because the position we are in right now, I don't think it's possible. I remember watching a interview of Mr. Beast with Casey Neistat. Casey Neistat did an interview of Mr. Beast, and he said he told that how he started out. He started out by recording on an iPhone 5 at 30 FPS at 720p.
That's already better than
That's the beauty of YouTube. You can be anyone from anywhere and you can make anything.
Yeah.
If it's good, you people will watch it. And like many people complain about just being on YouTube for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, and they start complaining as soon as they start facing some issues.
Yeah, but you know how I started off YouTube?
Was saying that.
Now that you mentioned Mr. Beast using iPhone to record his video, you know what I started with on YouTube?
How?
I wasn't playing games. I was playing Lego. And
oh wow,
that was nothing related to gaming, right? So I used the iPad, like the first iPad that ever came out. And you know how heavy that is. And like, that's how I recorded. Not the phone. I was holding this gigantic fucking iPad surrounding my room. Recording me just playing Legos. It's like, you know, looking back then when I still have the footage of me playing and those videos, it was like Lego Movie 001, Lego Movie 002 kind of thing. And yeah, looking back then, it was just like, that is so innocent. You know, it's like this poor soul is just trying to upload something, but he does not have any clue what's going on. And back then, that was like, what, 2011? Bigger YouTubers like Ryan Higa or Smosh was really growing at that time. They were decently big back then, but
they were massive. These people were the massive people.
And PewDiePie was still building up his channel. You know,
it was still building up.
It wasn't anywhere. Like it wasn't anywhere.
Tobuscus, people like Ray William Johnson, Tobuscus. These were the big guys.
Yeah, those were the big guys back then. Looking now, like how far everyone has come, and just how far fucking Felix just like shot himself off from those whole thing. Because he was behind most of like the YouTubers on the site. It's like he was behind Smosh, he was behind Ryan Higa, he was all these other big creators, and he just shot himself off. And like that was a really inspiration for me. But back then, like international world of YouTube wasn't really a thing for me. I was still speaking Thai, and I remember there's a different channel in which I uploaded a video reviewing the Lego set, but it was completely in Thai. Because at that time I was watching this one YouTuber from Thailand, and back then it was just so hilarious. Like he was the funniest person I've ever seen. It's like the first time, early time of me on YouTube, and I was like, whoa, people on this website is freaking funny.
They can do this.
Yeah, they can do this.
That's the beauty.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, how could he just make me laugh so much? It's like crazy. It's like I've never been entertained as much before in my life because I was a really depressed kid. But like, that YouTuber doesn't make any videos anymore. I think he left to do, in terms of like actual production and media, like outside of YouTube more now. I don't know how he's doing now. I hope he's doing well, but not a lot. Kids, teenagers love him, but adults who see him would really hate him because he swears a lot. But like, adults would think that that's a really bad influence on kids, and it was kind of, if like young 9 or 10-year-old kids were watching it, that's probably bad influence. But like teenagers, they enjoy the fuck out of it.
They do understand. Like even teenagers now, like you don't get influenced by it. You do understand the language they are speaking consciously when you are talking to anyone adult or anyone who's mature, with whom you can't be friendly. Like you have to be formal and you know how to speak. Yeah. Teenagers even now, they consciously know how to interact with these people. So people who make that argument that no, swearing is bad. No, swearing isn't bad. Yeah. It's just a step for you to understand that no, if you do start swearing one day, you will at least know that what it's like to swear every fucking second. Like what I just did right now.
There. Yeah. Great job.
So, so you can see that watching these YouTubers don't influence your mentality. It just increases your understanding of how.
Yeah, it just increases your overall awareness of the world, basically.
Yeah, and the way, even like YouTube, the way they made it, like if you swear, you can't monetize it to like these kind of children or that kind of children. Yeah. If you have some like edgy joke, then you can't monetize to this audience or that audience. That's just annoying.
Yeah.
Content shouldn't be blocked from people, and if they watch it and they think like no, I don't think it's funny, doesn't mean that person couldn't be paid. It's just about what you are making, if it's good or not.
Yeah.
If you find it funny, if you think it's worth watching.
And fuck all those people who think I'm not a teenager. I'm still a teenager. Fuck you. Just because I'm entering university does not mean I'm not a teenager anymore. People think I'm like almost, I'm like early 20 or something. I'm not 18 yet. Note that down in your book. But don't do illegal stuff, please. You could get jailed. I'm not going to. You're going to. Yeah, I mean, I don't care because most of my audience are probably even younger than I am. But, in the world of the Discord of like most of the friends I play with, everyone's older than me. Mm-hmm. I'm like, in K-pop they have this like the Magna of the group, which is like the youngest one. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Of course, they're the most kawaii one, of course. And
the best part of having more mature people surround you, you have a faster understanding of about how things should work.
That's really great, honestly.
That's the best part. Like, even of things which you don't understand. At your age, there are many people who are not as mature as me or Stan. Even at this age, even at whatever age they are at in their stage of life. But if you are surrounded by way more mature people, older than you, and they consider you as an equal, not as someone young, they consider you as an equal who's willing to understand. Yeah. I think you mature way faster. Your understanding of life is way faster. That's why right now, at this stage in life, Stan, since you were surrounded by so many different people from all around the world, you have understanding of so many things, so many cultures, so many styles of way people talk,
surrounded by all men,
ask questions.
Exactly.
Yeah, surrounded by all men. Exactly.
Just like the JAV
gay gangbang. It's just a gay gangbang.
It is. But you know what? It works great in the international world, but in the Asian, I would say Asian. I'm not gonna specifically say Thailand for this because it's just a whole Asian culture. Is that we set people in different ages. So like younger people referring to older people would always have like this honorific for them, and it's like you gotta respect them in a way. But I really appreciate how the international world is like we're all the same. You know, it doesn't matter how older I am to you.
And it's even more common in more teenagers because like we're just young, we're just trying to have fun.
Yeah.
All you're doing is trying to have fun. And that's the beauty of it. Like whoever you meet, older, younger, you just connect instantly with them.
Yeah.
When you're online.
Exactly. It doesn't really work in over here. It's like
in person. In person, if you meet someone 5 years older to you, you'll even hesitate to look them straight in the face. Like, what the fuck will I talk about with him? I'll talk about how much money he's making right now. I'll talk about if he has a girlfriend or not.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't even meet anyone in real life. So
you just
and when I do, I don't make eye contact. So it's like the last resort, like for me.
This last resort, like you don't even look your parents in the eye. You're like,
like it's annoying to a lot of people when I talk and I'm not looking at them. I'm looking away and I'm just speaking like a fucking villain or something. But yeah,
that's a bit rude. But I think
it is.
You can improve on that later on.
It's not something that I want to do. Like, why would I need to look at you? You're ugly. I don't need to emphasize that.
You don't have to work on it right now, but I think
you know. Should I be looking at my phone at the Korean Instagram models or you? Probably the phone, right?
So I think that's more reasonable.
Much more reasonable. Speaking of Korean models, though. Just pouring this tea real quick. I'm here to spill the real tea. But yeah, this woman that I follow on Instagram is Control Life.
Everyone's still trying to find
her account that got hacked. Well, she got it back, which I'm really happy for. But like, it was just sad. Most of the pictures are just saved on Instagram, so it's like, it's gone, you know, like a lot of them. But because now she got hacked and she had to re-upload a lot of her old stuff, so she's always posting new pictures of those old stuff. And I'm like, yeah.
I find it funny how like this is your main reason in life right now to exist.
It is. Korean girls and memes. This is what I live for. Speaking of how people look, you know the idol group. I look like shit too. The idol group in Thailand, that one I showed you before, the BNK48, of how they were recruiting a lot of like younger girls to start doing idol, into the idol world, and
yeah.
Even the current generation, there's a lot of my friends who like it. They're basically a branch of the AKB48 from Japan, Akihabara 48. And yeah, so like most of their songs on Spotify, I went to check up. Even though it's Thai, the songs is most of the songs are in Thai. They got these Japanese titles for the songs. And I would see like my friends on Spotify always just listening to this one idol group, BNK48, the whole day, every day. He does not listen to any other artists. Why did you get Spotify for that? You could just go on YouTube, search BNK48. There you go. I don't know why you're on Spotify for that, because Spotify is probably for you to check out a lot of new artists too. I think that's a great way on Spotify. Speaking of Spotify, actually, this podcast, I'm not sure if the first episode will be right away on Spotify and iTunes podcast too, but we'll work on that. Back to that idol thing. you say not to talk about how people look, right? But that's just I just can't. You know, there's just some in the group that just look objectively worse than others, and like they look like anyone you could find in Thailand, and it's like just some random women walking on the side, like on a pavement, and just like, we want you in the idol group, and it's like. It's kind of like that because people's like a lot of them don't look good. I guess beauty overall is very subjective, but you know, when I say they look like most people in Thailand, and you would know that like majority of people in Thailand don't look that great, that's a fact. And that applies to any other countries out there.
True. It was the way you look at the person. Like, if they're pretty to you, that's a different thing. But in general, like, what the audience wants, like, the people who are actually famous, just because of their face, it's a generalization of that.
Actually, that is a very, very, very poor way to go when you say people who becomes famous because they look good.
That's it. Do you think Kylie Jenner got famous just because of stuff she does? What does she do? Post picture of her ass.
That is a talent. Definitely, I cannot do that. My ass does not look very good. But
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's
start her own makeup line, which her management team works
James
on.
Charles. Okay. Speaking of James Charles, there's like
you know what annoys me of James Charles?
What?
Like he makes shit ton of money, but his production quality is so shit. He can't even buy a proper microphone.
Yeah.
Because I remember I watched few of his videos and the audio was clipping.
You were watching his videos?
Yeah, I watched two videos, like, because the thumbnail was very enticing because of the makeup was too. Because the makeup looked really cool. I just wanted to know how he did it. I'm not gay. I don't do makeup. Shut the fuck up.
Raj is gay, guys.
No, I'm not gay.
He's like one of those commenters goes around and just say James Charles kissed you. Like this comment to undo.
Oh my god. He just comes in.
He's like, you're like one of them who don't undo it because you enjoyed it.
It just triggers me. Like okay, you're making good stuff, but at least you can afford a good microphone which doesn't clip.
I don't know how bad his microphone is.
It's shit. Like, I remember he called over like a huge group, like, to do a challenge, the vlog squad, and all of them said "Hey sisters" at the start, and I think my headphones blew up. I think I had to buy a new pair of headphones just because of that scene, because of how bad the quality of the microphone was. The audio just starts clipping.
I think one thing we can improve upon this podcast is your microphone.
Oh yeah, even my microphone. I have no ground to say James Charles to afford a good microphone because I don't have a good microphone myself. It's just depressing.
It's like insecure people make fun of other insecure people.
It's like being a hypocrite in real life.
Yeah. Except this guy is brown, so he's even worse. Okay, let's move on, actually. But talking about Twitch, actually...
You're talking about media.
I should probably let you guys know that I am streaming on Twitch. Please follow me on there. Let's skip on that. Okay, that's just a little promotion from me. Okay. So, what did you have to add upon?
Thinking of streaming, I think for this podcast in general, this was our first episode.
Yeah. I
think we can definitely improve on how we categorize topics, on how long we should talk about something.
Yeah, I feel like...
Because today, I think it was decent.
Yeah.
Because we had things on our mind which we hadn't discussed. So I think we kept on. But I think staying consistent to one particular subject, I think that should be fine. But I think... next time we can plan it better.
Yeah.
But it's just a test. It's just a test of
this
what we
is like an attempt, because this is like a big trial for us, because we have never done any of these. We talk a lot, of course, but is nothing compared to a podcast, because the podcast has an actual planning. And when we talk, we don't plan any shit. We just keep barking.
We just start talking about random things that we think about.
Yeah, so how I just came up with Korean Instagram models for absolutely no reason, but because I just wanted to talk about it. I want to. Okay, let's just lay it back for this pod. I want to ask you, actually, when we started off the stream, let's just say on a scale of 1 to 7, how are you feeling right now, Raj?
I'm feeling like a solid 8.
A solid 8? Holy! What's been going on through your mind, dude?
Like the quality of the podcast, or how I'm feeling?
Both.
Okay, so the quality of the podcast, I'd say it's like a solid 7.5.
7.5, okay.
Yeah, after cutting out whatever we don't want to be. And how I'm feeling like a good 8.5, because
wow.
I'm feeling I'm feeling good because at least today we started something.
Yep.
Something new. And even though if it doesn't get big, even though it takes a lot of time, I think it's good to start something rather than just doing nothing at all. So I'm happy that we did something different today.
Yeah, so I'm glad we don't skip this week.
I'm glad we did not just skip it, like from procrastination and stuff. We just knew that we had to do it.
Yeah, I would hate to do it, because actually, speaking of this, the making of this whole podcast, we've been working on the background stuff for YouTube, but no listeners on Spotify or iTunes podcast will ever see that. But I also worked on the logos last night. Pretty much I was working the whole night, and I was thinking of I was going through Pixiv for good ideas for the teacup, but there weren't a lot of good ones, so I just search up coffee instead, because people wouldn't even realize that it's coffee. but yeah, it turned out well. And if you see the logo, we have an actual proper cup with a reflection of the character, and we had the texting tea session in Japanese on there. So that we did a great job on that, and we finally didn't procrastinate. I did so much this week, but I'm very happy. I'm not stressed out about it. Because why? Because I finished all the exams.
It's a beautiful feeling of, even though if you have a lot of stressful work, if you have a lot of work, once you are done with it, and if you're satisfied with what was the result, I think spending that extra time, spending that extra 1 hour editing, spending that extra hours just studying, I think it's worth it. I think it's always worth doing anything which you like if the end result you think is always good. That's the same thing with YouTube.
Yeah.
You would want to spend that extra 3 hours, 4 hours just for editing a video, or recording something, just because at the end result, the final video which you'll be making, I think you will be satisfied with what you make. If you are satisfied with that, I think spending that amount of time on any type of content you make is worth it. It's always enjoyable to work on anything new.
Exactly. And finishing all from the exams is a big relief for me. But I don't know how long this whole me being on fire after finishing the exam is going to go on for. I'm probably running out of fuel soon. But because even though this Monday I can look forward to, because I'm not even going to class anymore. So Monday I'm still waking up late, which is great. But I have this feeling in which happens every semester's breaks, is that I'm gonna be really bored. I'm gonna be really I don't want to say hungover kind of effect, but it's I don't know what to do with life. It's a very, very unproductive time of life. honestly, let's just say that for most children, for most teenagers who got a summer break, a spring break, or semesters break for people in England, you don't do much. You know, it's like you're taking a break, but all you do over the like so many weeks is just playing games. Like, it is so boring. So I really like, one thing, I look forward to not going to class anymore, but I also don't look forward to having nothing to do.
You feel at a stage in life, you always feel like, why am I doing this? Like, even when you're studying, you just don't want to study. But the second you get completely void of it, like, you think that I love that point where no, I don't have to study at all, I don't have to do anything at all. That's the worst part. You have nothing to do at that point.
It's very,
like, even if it's not study, it's about being occupied with doing something.
Yeah, you gotta be occupied with something. And like, you know, sometimes you play the game, like you wake up in the morning, like not even late, like let's say like 9 o'clock in the morning, and you start playing, you go down for breakfast, you come back and start playing games at 10 o'clock, go back down for lunch, come back up to play games, up until nighttime, and you're just like, before you go to bed, you just have this feeling like, what have you been doing this whole day?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I could have done something more than just playing games. You know, like,
it's not about, it's also, and like, you feel like you could have been productive.
Yeah.
And it's that feeling of doing something, like just playing games, talking to someone, it's fine.
Yeah.
But it gets very monotonous after one point.
It is. Like, at first, when you like the first day after school break, that is like the best feeling. Fun. It's just fun. It's just, but like, not even a week after that, you just like, you have a feeling like a YouTuber burned out and just have fucking depression for no reasons. Not clinically diagnosed with that, just depression. It's like a very,
you see, the reason burnout happened.
Yeah.
The reason even like most YouTubers talk about being burnt out or with like just not doing anything is because they push themselves too hard into making something just dumb. Yeah. Like, okay, you can call yourself being occupied by playing games for 12 hours a day.
Yeah, but it's
but you're just a fucking moron because
it's
you
the
think
repetition
that,
of it. It's like you keep doing this.
Like, you can play multiple games, you can do this, that, you can keep on changing, you can take a break, do something else. But a YouTuber thinks that no, if I keep doing it, if I just
push
keep
hard on
playing games every day, instead of actually spending time of learning how to edit, of making my videos look better, but I'll just play a game, record it and upload it. I think that's how YouTube works. If you keep on thinking that, you'll never achieve anything in life. Yeah. It's about progression. It's a graph which goes up. It's not a stationary graph which is just parallel to the baseline. You need to keep on learning more and more and more to progress with whatever you are doing.
Yeah, but I guess I'm not gonna leave this as blank. I think I'm actually going to take actual classes for something, at least. I feel like I need piano classes. I really want to learn that. I'll probably try to, maybe if I even have more time, I'll probably go into guitar lessons as well. I know how to play guitar, but it's like basics. And then Japanese. I feel like maybe I should put myself into that. But you know, I've been reading on this website of how long it takes to learn a language. And so they put it in like 5 categories. Okay? The first one being taking the least amount of time, and the fifth one taking the most amount of time. Japanese is in the 5th category.
Oh wow.
So to be fluent with it, it takes 2,200 hours. That is the equivalent of 88 weeks. So
which
other
is
language
equal to 22 months, which is equal to 2 years.
Which is equal to death.
Equal to
Other
death,
languages put into this category are Arabic, Korean. Korean is apparently in here. Cantonese and Mandarin, which are both Chinese. I feel like Cantonese would be a lot harder.
Cantonese is, I think it would be very hard.
Yeah, I think everyone say that Cantonese is like one of the hardest language. Thai is in fourth category.
Fourth? So, means it takes longer to learn Thai.
No. Japanese is on the fifth.
Oh, okay.
The higher the category is, take full time. So in this category, you take 1,100 hours. The easiest languages are African is apparently in here. Danish, Dutch, French, Italian, Norwegian, Portuguese, Romanian, Spanish, and Swedish are in here. These takes around 575 to 600 hours, which is pretty decent.
Which is pretty decent. It's not even that bad.
Yeah, you can actually take your time and learn this. And German's in the second category, just German, and the third one are Indonesian, Malaysian, and Swahili.
Yeah.
Yeah. These so if I ever actually put myself into learning Japanese, that would take a long time. But and then there will be weebs coming around and say Japanese is easy, you know? Like of course it would be easy because all you're learning are just few phrases. It is easy to learn any languages. Just if you want to learn just specific phrases, any languages would be easy to do that. Like you can just
fluent in it is just
but being fluent, knowing how to read, write, do all those things for that language, other than just saying "konnichiwa senpai" or something like that, is not a part of that.
Goes to Japan once.
Arigato. Go to Japan once. Actually, I've been to Japan 3 times now. Epic.
It's just funny to me about how our language and the languages we speak is way more advanced, in the sense like we have more in-depth understanding of a language we have learned a secondary language than the person who's actually speaking that language, just in consideration of English. Our grammar, our vocabulary is way better than any other fucking person I've ever met whose first language is English.
So I guess when we learn Japanese and really look into the grammar, our grammar will probably be better than Japanese people.
Yeah, exactly. We'll speak much more of a posh Japanese.
Yeah, we'll be like a posh people in that country.
Yeah, exactly. They'll consider like, what the fuck? Who the fuck is this guy?
What the fuck is this guy from? He's always dropping like honorifics and shit like that.
I think that's it for the first podcast. That's
good for this podcast, I think.
I think we spoke a lot today about like how YouTube is.
Definitely, like YouTube took probably half of the portion of this.
Yeah, we spoke about how I met Stan, about how Stan started out.
Yeah.
Of why YouTube is such a huge thing, even for me and for him.
I think what I want to change with the podcast is starting out slower. I feel like we just kind of jumped.
Just put all the
we just kind of like boom. Here you go. Let's talk about YouTube and media. Like
at the end, and it got slower.
There wasn't really any transition to it. It's like, hello guys, welcome to the podcast. We're gonna talk about media now.
It's a start. We started something. Obviously, next time we'll have a better.
But that's one other thing that we can change.
We can improve on. Yeah, I think we can improve.
You know, we can have like how you guys been doing over the weekend. No one cares. No one cares about how you've been doing.
For adding our plugs. Go follow Stan on Twitch. You'll start streaming.
Indeed.
Go follow me on Instagram, RajBhagat98. I'll start making more movies and posting over there, travel videos and stuff. I hope.
You just put out stories of you just like coughing in a fucking toilet. Just
like... yeah, that just blows up instantly.
Indian man do something weird.
Indian man talks about coughing. I think that's it for the podcast. I think that's.
I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let us know how you.
Let us know, like, if you have questions or topics which you think should be.
You should leave that
interesting.
In the comments.
Interesting, which we should talk about. You can tweet at Stan on his Twitter. You can send him a DM of something which you find interesting or something you think that should be our main focus as individuals who play games and have a better understanding about media creation in itself, of something which you think will be interesting to talk about, or we can talk about just stories or stuff we have done.
Yeah,
it can depend of whatever questions you ask. I think that's it. I think that's it for the first podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll see you guys. We'll see you guys. No, I'll see you. I get stuck back.
We both will see you guys in the next
We'll
podcast.
see you guys. This is Squad Fam.
Signing out.
Sayonara.